there and welcome back to another video. So today we're back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create the Spanish Villa tiny home. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is upon the gallery now. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and I'll also go ahead and put a link in the description to the online gallery if you want to go ahead and download the build that way. So that intro that you've just heard literally took me about 10 attempts to do. For some reason I just don't know what was happening today, but I just cannot speak. It took me like 8 times just to say the title, because I was saying like Spanish Villa tiny home, tiny Spanish Villa home. I think I've just said the same thing twice there, but I just don't know what the title is going to be yet, so I kept messing it up every time. And then I just went ahead and took a sip of water, and it went down the wrong way, and then I got an eyelash in my eye as well. So it's just all going wrong today, but finally I've managed to get that intro out. So, about the build, this is just a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom home. Like I said, it is a tiny home. Now, it's up to you really if you want to actually class it as a tiny home, because I know there's a big kind of debate I've seen about what is actually classed as a tiny home. I personally would say this is a tiny home. I've definitely seen much smaller than this as well, so it's really kind of hard to tell. But I mean, by no means is it a big home though, so I suppose because of that, it's kind of tiny. So, I don't know, it's up to you, but I'm just going to say it's a tiny home. And like I said, just have 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and I built it on a 20 by 15 lot, I think this is, in Oasis Springs. And now, yes, Oasis Springs, me building in Oasis Springs, that never happens. I don't know why, but I've actually done 2 builds recently. In Oasis Springs. Now, this second one isn't up yet, but it will be coming up soon. I've got a few collabs in the works at the minute though, so I'm not actually too sure when that'll go up, because like the collabs kind of take priority. So I don't know, I'll just have to kind of see though. So we're just working on the exterior here, as you can see. Now, since the home is pretty small, I did do a few outdoor activities. Now, I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. It kind of, you know, it makes the home feel a little bit bigger, I suppose, but really it's kind of on the exterior. I can't speak, on the exterior of the home, so I don't really think it counts. But what I did was I just made like a little backyard area. So I did a little pool, like an outdoor seating area, and also a barbecue too. So, you know, there's a few things there. And then inside, there's kind of just like, you know, the bathroom which is set off, but that doesn't sound right. What, cut off, I suppose, separate room. The bedroom's a separate room, but then the kind of kitchen and living room area is all one area. So we're just kind of working on putting some terrain paint in here. Now, when I build in Oasis Springs, I do prefer to go for the kind of grass lots, because I always find it difficult to do the ones that are on the sand here. Now, I didn't actually think about that before I started building this home until I came to the landscaping, and then just totally realised then that I was on a sandy lot. So, you know, but actually, in the end, it wasn't really a problem. It still worked out alright. And then for the type of landscaping, I kind of went for kind of a sort of like a lush landscaping, I guess you could call it. Now, I know some people do very sort of sparsely kind of thingied landscaping. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but there's kind of, you know, you can do all cactuses and stuff like that, or you can have a very lush and full of normal plants like I would do in a regular speed build. So I kind of went for both of those. I kind of have a very lush landscaping areas, and then there's also some kind of cacti in there and stuff as well. So I suppose that maybe the person that lives here maybe has a little bit of money, which kind of contradicts the size of the home, and they kind of have the money to kind of look after a nice big garden area. So I don't know, it's up to you if you want to kind of go with that storyline. But speaking of that, I don't actually do storylines for my builds anyways. Like I've said before, I keep them neutral, my builds and stuff. But I kind of had an idea that maybe a freelancer works here, because in the bedroom I did actually have the space to go ahead and put a what do you call it, like a little desk area and stuff. So maybe, you know, the work from home or something, and that's kind of the idea I had there. So now just working on the interior. Now normally I would take out the footage here of me choosing out the wall coverings and stuff. I know some people do like to see it, so for those people, there you go. Now the reason I do take it out is because it is just a fairly boring thing to look at, I think. And the other reason is because most of my builds do take sort of like well, it don't really take a long time, but the build itself, like the video, ends up being a little bit on the longer side, and if that happens, I do take that sort of thing out, which is a little bit boring. But this build took me 31 minutes to do in total. I know it's very specific, but I've just looked at the time thing on it. 31 minutes it took me to do. So for that reason, the build is very short. And what I also did was, to make this video like a normal length, I suppose, I actually went ahead and didn't speed up the video the full way. Now, I've had people ask me this in the past, like how much do I speed up my videos, and I actually don't know, because I use Sony Vegas, and it doesn't kind of give you a number of like how many times it's been sped up, if that makes sense, compared to from what other editors do. All I do is that I kind of drag the clips to be the faster it can go. That's literally what I do. I don't know how fast it is, but that's what I do. So I just kind of pulled it out a little bit, sort of, longer, so it isn't as sort of, short, this video, I suppose. I can't get my words out today for some reason. And the other thing as well is that you can let me know about what you think of the speed. So is it too slow? Do you not really notice it? Personally, as I'm watching back this playback screen here as I'm doing the voiceover, I can't notice it at all really that it's any slower. But let me know if you can notice it, or if it just bother you or anything, and let me know as well. And yeah, so we're just kind of finished on the main sort of area of the house there, which was the living room area. And now we're just going to go on to the bedroom. Now, I suppose I could have just done a single bed, but for some reason I wanted to go ahead and put a double bed in there, because I only really imagine one sim living here, but just in case you want 2 sims, then I did go ahead and actually sort of extend the house a little bit. Well, it didn't really make it much bigger. I just had to adjust the wall slightly in the living room, just so that, in the bedroom, so I could actually go ahead and fit the bed in there. Otherwise, it would just be the single bed kind of functionality, because the double bed would be against the wall, so you can really only use one side of it. So I went ahead and adjusted the little space there to fit in a double bed. And I kind of got a little bit distracted here, and I ended up going back to the landscaping whilst I was in the middle of fixing the bedroom. So we're just doing that now. It felt very open, so I was trying to make sort of like a little fenced off area, just to kind of make it feel a little bit more enclosed, but I couldn't really figure out how to do that, but I did just go for a very simple fence here, as you can see. And I did go ahead and put a few trees in. Now you can see I was actually looking for the Joshua trees, I think they're called. I'm pretty sure those ones came, or I don't know if they came with Strangerville, or they just were in Strangerville, but I was trying to find those and I couldn't find them for some reason. I don't know if they are actually in-game or just something people were talking about. I don't know why I'm thinking of that, or maybe it was in the debug. I'm not actually too sure, but anyways, I just ended up going for some other kind of trees that I looked at and saw in the world, and just went ahead and placed those on this lot. And then I was trying to find some more details to kind of put on the build, so I went ahead and put those little sort of, I don't even know what you'd call those little things there that I'm putting on, sort of like little roof, sort of, I don't really know. What is the word I'm trying to find here? Sort of like roof stabilizer things. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But those little things from cats and dogs. I went ahead and put those on like the roof corners, as a little bit of stability, it looks like, I suppose. And I also went ahead and put some ivy on. Now, I don't know if the ivy kind of fits with it being in, Oasis Springs in a desert world. I don't know if that looks right, but, if you want to go ahead and take it out, that's totally fine. Or maybe it kind of goes along with that thing of the, maybe the person that lives here has a little bit of money and they have very nice garden and stuff like that. So, maybe it goes along with that storyline if you want to go with that. So now just working on the bedroom area. Now, I did go ahead and put a little bit of clutter in, as you saw above the bed, on those shelves. Now, normally I don't actually do that sort of thing, especially in tiny homes, because it, when you're putting clutter in, it can sort of make the space feel a little bit enclosed too much, and also clutter can affect the functionality, so I didn't really want to risk that too much with a small home like this, where, the possibility of that happening is actually, high. But I did actually go back and actually play test this lot, because I did have a few worries about particular areas, so I did actually go ahead and play test all the areas in this build, and it all works perfectly fine. So this is the little desk area that I was talking about. So like I was saying earlier, that might be good for if, the person that lives here works from home or something, since it is kind of the main activity inside this home, I would say, so that kind of stands out a little bit. But yeah, so we're pretty much finished with the build here. We're going to be heading on to the bathroom now, and that's pretty much the last area before we kind of just do a few more finishing touches. I did actually go ahead and extend the bathroom one tile to fit in a sink as well. Now there is a sink in the kitchen, so you don't really need another one actually, but I've seen some people do that, so I just went ahead and added one in, since there was kind of a space for it, but I just extended by one tile. And yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of this build. If you have any more suggestions for other builds or anything else you want to see on the channel next, that'd be really helpful to hear. Make sure to leave a like, share and subscribe if you haven't, and you can go ahead and download this from the gallery. My origin ID is real ThomasTV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.